This is Orlando Wilson, and what I want to talk about in this video is due diligence, which is an important aspect of the investigations business. Specifically in this video, I want to talk about property investments. Now, I know people that's dropped a lot of money into locations in various parts of the world and become unstuck big time and lost a lot of money, usually down to the fact that they didn't bother to do any due diligence, or the due diligence they did was flawed. By due diligence, we mean researching the people you're dealing with, researching the projects you're going to be investing in. Years ago when I first started, I remember there was an oil exploration company that went into Far Eastern Russia and hit it big. They found a gas field. I remember this company because I had friends of mine investing with them, buying stocks and shares, etc. And they were happy because the stocks of this company went through the roof when they found a gas field. They hit it big. Well, that lasted a few weeks, month, until the people that really owned the property, this exploration company, thought they at least come forward and said, "What are you doing on that property? Get out." This gas exploration company could do nothing but pack their bags and leave a set up functioning gas field, well, developing gas field. So they done all the hard work and walked away with nothing. Why? Because the person they thought owned the land they were leasing didn't own the land. Basic due diligence, right? But in places like that, Far Eastern Russia in the crazy days, doing basic due diligence was very, very difficult. And I take it the person that was leasing the land to these people was most probably in on the scam. What usually happens is when somebody goes into an area, generally a developing country, and leases some land or looks to do a development, and I'll tell you another story in a second, the scammers, and we'll call them scammers, will wait for the company to make an investment. They'll wait for the company to be established because they're not going to scare them off to start with. Once a company, an investor, has put money into a project, they're more likely to try to cut a deal rather than cut and run. That oil company, the exploration company, they cut and run because, how can I put it, the scammers had already had everything they wanted from these people. They had a gas field set up. It was found, it was located. It was about to start production, if I remember right. And thank you very much, goodbye. Now, let's jump forward 20 years. I was doing a project in Dominican Republic. Went in for this project security manager with another guy. Again, big investment. They want to develop a marina, etc., luxury condos, Caribbean dream. Anyway, we told these people that their investment stunk. There was going to be problems. They needed to rectify things. The lawyer was unheard of. Nobody knew him. Way out of his depth dealing with the type of investment project these guys wanted to do. Well, our clients weren't too happy about this because we told them, you know what I mean, this project you've already spent quite a few $1 million on sucks. You're going to have problems. They didn't want to hear that. And this is where, with a lot of people, what prevents them from doing proper due diligence is their egos. They might meet somebody they want to invest money with or talks them into investing money. They go out to dinner, they become friends. In this case, with Dominican Republic, the lawyers were all over the client's representatives in Dominican. So they were best friends. So they don't want people like us turning up and saying, you know what, that person that's your best friend that takes you out to dinner once a week, he's going to rip you off. People don't believe that. Now, think about it from a business perspective. And if you're going to invest, if you're going to do a deal to make a couple of $1 million, how much time and effort are you going to put into that deal? How much time and effort are you going to put into planning and preparation, etc. A lot, right? Well, these scammers will put in just as much planning and preparation, if not more, to scam people out of quite a few $1 million. That project in Dominican Republic crashed a few months later. Why? Same thing has happened with the oil exploration company in Russia. Out of the woodwork came how many people saying, what are you doing on our property? As soon as they started to invest big money, all the little roaches come out of the woodwork asking for their percentages. What are you doing on our land? We want this, we want that. The project crashed. But I'm sure the lawyers walked away with quite a few $1 million, and I'm sure they were happy. So that's just two stories. Whenever you or your clients are looking to do any type of investments, ensure you check out thoroughly. Ensure your clients check out thoroughly the people they're dealing with. If you're going to buy property, if they're going to buy land, ensure you know who owns the land. And I've said this to some people over the years and they've been, oh yeah, sure, no worries, we know this, we know everything. That company in Dominican Republic, they knew everything. Of course they knew who owned the land. Yeah. Until a few months later and people turn up the document saying, what are you doing on our land? So little things which people think are obvious to be checked out, make sure they're checked out in detail. And not just what a lawyer says. People physically go, you send out third parties to go and verify whatever lawyers are saying, etc. Everything is checked out, checked out, checked out. A little bit of background work, a little bit of work can save people millions of dollars. One of the other issues is a lot of clients think, as I said, egos, they think they're clever and they don't want to do the background work. They don't want to spend a couple of $1,000s to save them a couple of $1 million, even though the price of verifying due diligence and doing proper due diligence for most big investments is what, a couple of lunches, a couple of dinners at what, $500 a person a head. So, you know what, a few bottles of wine and you can verify that your investment is going to be going good. So, a couple of stories on due diligence as far as property is concerned. I'll be talking about a couple of other issues in other videos to do about due diligence. But with all this, always verify who you're dealing with, always verify the facts. And if people put facts on your table, you send somebody out to verify the person that gave you those facts is actually giving you the facts and not some BS that they've made up. Trust no one. I'll be putting out, as I said, more of these videos and interviews with some interesting people in the near future. So follow me on social media. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. And remember, we provide a full range of international investigation services, including due diligence.